That's Slovakia over there. I'm in Austria now, and somewhere over there in the background there's some bunkers which I'll try to find. But I want you to see this. These were built in World War II and they're made out of brick and concrete, but as you can see as I'm getting closer, they very much look like a tank, even with a barrel. It was probably painted green in the day. Pretty impressive, that is. And from the air it certainly would fool you. Oh, it was actually a bunker, I can see now. As you come around this side, it was a bunker, look. So there'd have been probably a machine gun nest in here. Bullet holes in there, bullet holes all over the place. Oof, really penetrated. And it's quite thick, this barrel is. Can you see that? Look, the bullet holes you can see straight through. And you can see how thick this barrel is. Look, it's nearly a 1/4 inch thick. They must have come from that direction, probably the Russians. There's a bunker over there, look. Let's have a walk over to that one. A lot of activity going off here at the end of the last war. So I would imagine you can find quite a lot of bullets in this field. And the Russians come running over this way with the tanks and the ground forces. There's a German bunker, machine gun slot there, look. So you can just imagine what happened here. Look. So let's see if we can find the way in. Oh look, it's still even got the camouflage on, look. See the camouflage? Well, all these years later. Here's the entrance by the looks of it. No, it's another machine gun nest. So where the hell's the entrance? So machine guns from two position, but this wall's blank. So no protection from that side. So I'm guessing that the door's around here somewhere. The entrance. And sure enough, yeah. Here it is, but it's locked up, look. You can imagine the machine gun fire coming out here. Look at the colours, look. The camouflage. Now I've been told that some bunkers over there. This is interesting. Okay, I just came across this. It's the first time I've ever seen this. And sure enough, there's a bunker here, and everything's in Slovakian, so I presume I'm on the Slovakian side now. So I don't know where the border is exactly behind me, but what is also interesting is that I've come across war graves. We'll go and take a look at that in a minute, but first here's maybe that's an original existing barrier and a bunker here, what's left of the bunker. I just hope that some of this writing's in English. It's probably not, but yeah, it's a bunker, look, or the remains of one. And no, there's nothing in English, but obviously it looked Russian, without question Russian. And so maybe it's a command station or something, or was. And there you see machine guns and guys looking out through periscopes here. Russian troops or Slovak troops. Here, all these people, they're US, they're definitely US women, them, there, look. And they're definitely Russian. Got the machine guns there, look. They look British to me. That's a British photo, I'm pretty sure of it. He looks like that. Looks like a Second World War British uniform to me. So there's everything here. well, let's go take a look at this bunker. We should never forget this history. This is maybe this bunker, somebody getting married there, look. Bunker BS8. Tak Prisahami. I don't know, that's Slovakian. Maybe I can show Alice that when I get back and she can translate that for me. Look, they got married inside there. We must not forget this history, because lots of people died to give us the freedom we've got today. Wow, this is interesting. Here you can see obviously a creation of a rocket that was fired here and landed in the ground. That's just a recreation, because there would really be a big hole there. And here's the maybe anti-tank gun. I think there's another gun around here. Yeah, there's another gun. This is almost a replica of the one I went to over the other side of the border. It's almost a replica, but I'm going to go up there and have a look at these blisters on the top, look. So there you go, little lookouts. Maybe they got a machine gun post up there too. I'm sure they would have machine guns up there. There's a second one looking out in the opposite direction. And this gives you an overall view. If you could go back in time, there will be absolute turmoil here. A lot of action, a lot of people dying. So I'm going in, and it's always sad to see these. About 23 years ago, I worked in England doing stone restoration, and sometimes we got war graves to do. They would fall over, you know, the coffin would collapse and soil would fall in, and it would make the tombstone tip over, and we had to go and straighten them up. And you can see, look, they said they have to be in exact straight lines, just like this, like standing soldiers. And I felt terrible at first, treading all over these graves, digging out the foundations on the crosses and the tombstones, and I felt terrible, like I was desecrating the grave. And somebody said, "You're doing a good job, you're doing a worthwhile job, please don't feel like that. You're giving these guys respect again." And all the tombs, we used to set strings out and they would be like that in straight lines. And here there's names. Janas Gubik, 1894 to 1918, so Czechoslovakia. So this would be First World War. Nothing on the cross, but plenty of flowers and burning candles. Still burning, some of them. Oh, here's something. Excuse me, look. Okay, so maybe my wife can translate that. Just a name on this, Neznami. Maybe that means unknown. 1918 again, so First World War here. So it appears that there's no Second World War unless they're further on here, because there's only this section left, which I will go and have a look at. Neznami again, 1917, so they're all First World War, these. No Second World War casualties here. These look very small. Again, there's lots of these Neznami. I'm figuring that means unknown. So all First World War, really interesting. 1917, 101 years ago. Might seem a long time ago, but 100 years is nothing. A human lifespan 70, 80, 90 years. So it's only 10 years more than that if you live to be 90. Yeah, they're all 1917, 1918. So this would have been the checkpoint, I guess, for that World War II bunker. That is a World War II bunker, not World War One. I'm just wondering why they put these First World War graves here. I'm sure that that's a World War II bunker. I'm sure that they had very few bunkers in World War One. There were no action here in World War One. Anyway, that's for sure. It was all in France mainly, Belgium. You can imagine in the throes of World War II, the last months, last year, it would have been absolute chaos around here. The Germans were stationed over there near that mountain. If you can see it, it's a little bit misty in that direction. And there was some battle over there, I was told. So quite a big battle. So this is Berg, the first village in Austria after you cross the Slovak border behind us. So it would have been absolute chaos as tanks and men were running across here to that small village wanting to wipe it out. And the Germans was over there and quite a big battle went off, and I'll try to find some history about that. But in Berg was a factory that made parts for aircraft, and they wanted rid of that, and it was bombed by the Allies also. And when the Russians got here, these houses, they'd reached their objective. This is Berg, where the factory was. And it was more than likely totally destroyed. And if you could talk to the survivors of that attack, there'd be terrible stories of rape, murder, shootings. The Russians wanted revenge. The atrocities committed on the Russians were horrendous, done by the Germans. They wanted revenge, and they've probably got it here.